Buchanan, I'm sorry about that. And I also have Patty Hunter, who is here to represent the Eagle Village. She's also the daycare director, and she's here for the Head Start Brighter Future. Did I say that right, Patty?
Head Start Brighter Future programs.
Quite a mouthful there. So I want to welcome the two of you to talk about bullying. First, we'll start with Patty to find out, how did this program get started, Patty?
Well, it all started in the summer. Myself and two other friends of mine, Sylvia Ouimet and Virginia McMartin, we went to Toronto to a workshop on Stop the Bullying. And it was like a day workshop, and it was very interesting. And all the way back home and during our stay there, we said we have to get something like this into our community. So when we came back home, sat down, started gathering, information, going onto the net, picking up different things on bullying, and then one day this fax appeared on my desk, and it was Susan Buchanan, and then it was about all these wonderful things she could bring into the community. So right away, I picked up the phone, and we made arrangements, and everything went from there. And after we set some dates, and then I did some running around and got some sponsors, and luckily we had these wonderful sponsors who helped us to make this such a wonderful thing in our community, and better beginnings to help out. And so I'd like to take this time to thank Tembec and Local 233 and the Eagle Village Health Center and Maison Shampoo and King Construction, the Lions, Eagle Village Police Department, the Parent Participation and Home and School, and the Western Quebec School Board, and also and to Provigo, who will be donating the snacks and refreshments to our workshops.
Which is excellent. You need to recognize the sponsors.
Mm-hmm. And they all recognize the importance of having something like this in our community, because it's going to be going on like for a whole week, but then it's not going to just end there. It's going to be ongoing into the schools, in our homes, in the community. So it'll be a positive impact on a whole as a community. Okay. And it was nice to, not just leave it in Eagle Village. We wanted to share it with everyone.
Which is very, very thoughtful on behalf of Eagle Village, because it's something that as parents we can emphasize to our kids, and kids, back and forth. It's a neutral thing, and it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm really grateful that you did all the research to bring Susan on. So now we're going to talk to Susan about bullying. Susan, what is bullying? What in views of children or in adults? What exactly is bullying?
Bullying is about power. It's all about power. So it could be anything like aggressive bullying, where it's hitting, punching, kicking, pulling, violent acts. It could be bullying where they're just taunting or verbally abusing another child. So name calling, harassing, even some scary dares you could be bullied into some dares.
Okay.
And there's also the type of bullying that seems to be more popular, or the girls typically do it, which is the whispering, the taking away of boyfriends, or singling out one female out of the group for a period of time.
Okay.
And that's very popular or common with the girls tend to do that. But there's also adult bullying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how severe is the adult bullying compared to the children?
It's equal. It's equally as problematic.
Same type of symptoms?
The difference between an adult bully is that they were a bully as a child.
And never outgrew it.
Right, and that behavior was not stopped. So if they're a 34 or 48-year-old adult, and they've had all that time to fine-tune the craft of bullying, it can get quite, it's very covert, it's very quiet. And oftentimes the adult that they're bullying, say if it's at a work site, it's only the victim that really recognizes what's going on because they're so good at it
Right.
that the rest of the staff is unaware, and the victim can almost feel like they're quite crazy.
Wow. So that's kind of scary. I mean, if the child didn't outgrow it and becomes an adult bullier,
Yes.
that's quite
Yeah.
scary actually for an
Yeah.
adult.
If allowed to continue with that behavior, bullies bully their mates, their children, and coworkers.
Wow. How occurring or prevalent is bullying?
They say that 2 out of every 6 kids at a high school get bullied. It's a higher statistic as you go down. The little kindergarten
Yes.
grade 1 seems to be the real hot spot where it could be half the kids in the class are bullied or all of them at one time or another.
Wow.
But probably like the 3 of us here, in talking about our history, each of us were bullied. So that's 100%.
Wow. You know,
Yeah.
and that's quite scary from what we were as kids as to what's still happening now. It's
Oh yeah.
kind of sad that it's still actually going on, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you give us like some statistics, some major statistics on? I know you talked about the kindergarten and being in the same class, but is there seniors picking on juniors?
Yes,
there
it's because bullying is about power. The victim is less capable, less seen as less strong.
They're vulnerable.
Yeah, more a vulnerable
Right.
type of character, more an introverted child, because knowing that child will not do anything about the bullying. So yeah, typically younger, smaller, less well dressed.
Quiet? The ones that are more quiet?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, they want somebody that they can have power over. That's what they're seeking. It isn't about self-esteem,
Okay.
where you think that the bullies have low self-esteem. It's not. A lot of bullies have excellent self-esteem.
It's control.
Yeah, it's all power and control.
Oh my God. What is a bully's future?
No, that's the part that I really like sharing with the kids in older elementary, is because a bully's future is not good. The statistics say by the time a bully is 24 years of age, 60% of them will have a criminal record.
Wow.
Yeah, they will use social services more. They will use our mental health programs more, so they cost society more. They will have, poor relationships with other people, and a bully's future is not good. Plus, also, when I was growing up, I always thought that the bullies were, the popular kids, because they always had, everyone was nice to them. Everyone got along, and they got along. They sort of gravitated to that group of bullies.
But they were probably afraid more than anything.
It's fear.
Fear.
Yeah. It's if you ask the kids in a class full of bullies, is it like privately, do you really like that person? Are they a friend? Kids can usually say, no, I don't like them. They're not a friend. They're not how I would categorize a friend. They don't have the qualities of a friend, but if I'm nice to them, they leave me alone.
They don't hurt them.
Right. So the bully's popularity really fades by age 14, 15, and they end up going on another path than the rest of the population in the school, and at that point they're attracting other bullies. So then you're having gang-like behaviors, and the violence escalates.
Wow. Is there a difference between bullying and harassment?
No,
There's no
not a difference. Again, the two are about power and control, and about a stronger person.
Character.
Yeah,
Person.
character, victimizing a person that they see as less strong or less attractive or less wealthy or less
They have the same
well dressed.
meanings.
Yeah.
Okay. What causes kids, young children, to bully other kids? Why do they do that?
Well, there's a lot of interesting statistics, but the common threads are children who are bullied, often at home, have very severe and violent consequences to their behaviors.
Okay.
So instead of saying, pick up your clothes off the bathroom floor, there might be a hit that accompanies that, or a push or a shove or some
Yelling.
forceful,
Sure.
yelling, name calling. So there might be that going on in the home. Lots of times the bullies, the consequences to their actions, they couldn't, like say they did something wrong in their parents' eyes, the consequence was not a good match to the crime.
Right.
So they were, sort of surprised with the consequences. There was no stage to go up. All of a sudden they were
Put on.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, violence, observing violence, observing television violence. They said that children who are bullies have been exposed to a great deal of violence, way beyond their years, way beyond their cognitive ability to understand what's going on the television screen. The little PlayStation games. They call that, the psychologists call that genre killing for fun. It's quite horrible. If you even, things like Pokemon, the Pokemon trainers, before they battle, they taunt each other and harass each other. And
Kids see that, they view it and figure it's okay, and it's not.
And the PlayStation games that they get, the kids are like trying to up the ante, where there's E for everyone. And there's E for everyone, and I saw today on some computer programs, E is supposed to be for everyone, but there was E with violence.
Oh.
So
Where is it?
and E is supposed to be the the moderate level, and there's teens, and there's grade 1 and 2 kids in playing teen-rated videos.
Okay.
The content is horrible and mature.
So that's probably one of the key factors. Again, like you said, it happens in the home, and the child really is coming back to school as a bully to try and show some type of control, only because at home he has no control.
Yes,
So he's trying to
exactly.
reflect it off.
Yeah, it might not be at home though.
It could be.
It could be at the schoolyard. They could be bullied at the school and turn around and bully back again.
Okay.
The bottom line is bullying is a learned behavior. So you're not born with a genetic predisposition.
Right.
You're created. Some children are more aggressive than others, but if given the proper skills, they can not bully, and they can deal with their aggression in a number of different ways.
Right.
But if not given those tools, so social skills is a big thing that children need to learn.
It's a lot of. I think a lot of it too has to do with the home, how you raise your children, how you present your children on. We all want them from the good and the bad, but I mean, you hope that they're going to turn out well from everything that you're going to show them.
Yeah.
But it takes one rotten apple to sort of turn that person around.
Yeah.
You just don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Who becomes a victim of bullying?
Children, it can really be anything. You could be Mr. or Ms. Popular in one school. Your parents can move, and you'll be the victim at your next school. These days, it can be anything. Your hair's not cut the right way. Your clothes are not the right way. You might talk funny. You might not be reading funny, or reading right.
Right.
Excuse me. Or you could not wear the latest designer clothing or the label clothing. It could be anything, and it's almost like a toss-up as to who will be the bully, be the victim. But it's characteristically a gentler, introverted person
Okay.
who is the victim.
Can they see it coming? Can a victim see it coming, do you think?
I don't know. I myself went through, I was bullied
Okay.
in a little in elementary and quite a bit into grade 7. And I think the whole thing shocked and horrified me. I really didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I had educated parents who didn't know what to do. So can they see it coming? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. The
Yeah.
reason I asked that is I was in the same scenario as well as Patty had mentioned something about her when she was younger. I remember being afraid to go swimming. There was an area where everybody goes swimming. I'd be afraid because the same person would meet me all the time with a big rock and would think it was a joke to always hit me with a rock over the head. It was a joke
Oh
to
my
her.
God.
And then I didn't even want to go anymore.
Sure.
And my parents, I mean, they taught us pretty well, and it came to a point where I had to go and tell my mom and dad that what was happening, and, until my brother finally stepped in, and he would come with me and go down there because I was being tormented, and every time I got there, I felt like, oh my God, you never knew one thing from the next. So I
Yes.
remember that very
Yes.
well. So no, the reason I asked you that, I want to know if, in your own opinion, if you think they see it coming. I don't think they do.
No.
Okay.
No, I think they're usually quite surprised, and I think it probably happens several times before the children even recognize that something's going on.
That's right. That's right. And you think that you have done something wrong when really you
Yes.
haven't. It
Yeah.
comes from beyond.
And it's the thing, if you're a victim, people never forget their bully stories.
No.